Hi everyone, so we're going to do an intermediate workout. So this is going to give you a little bit more of a challenge. We're going to work on our core and I'll do a little bit of flexibility as well. So let's get started. So if we start in standing with our feet hip distance apart, we're going to spread out those toes, just feel the mat underneath you. Let's draw up through those legs without locking the knees. Let's find that neutral position through the spine so our tailbone points towards the floor. So we'll take a nice deep breath in. And out, let the rib cage relax. Let's widen through those collarbones. Let's lengthen the arms down, grow a little bit taller through the spine. Starting off just working those shoulders. Let's bring the shoulders up and circle them down. Breath in. And out. Just one more, getting those shoulders warmed up. And then into an arm circle. We're going to reach up and circle down. So we're breathing in and out. Breath in. This time we're going to lift through the breastbone. So as we come up, we're going to stretch and down. Breath in and round. Let's do one more for good luck. And we're going to come around. We're going to bring our hands to our hips. We're going to go straight into our little squats. So we're going to let the knees bend, bring the weight into those heels, and we're going to hold that there. We're then going to push through those legs to come up. I'm going to go side on so you can see. So we want to keep that length through the spine. Weight into those heels. Making sure we hinge at those hips so we're not using the back. And back up. Keeping that going. On this one, let's hold it there. Let's see if we can peel one heel up and lower. So if you look just slightly in front of you, so you're keeping that length through the back of the neck. Breath out. Knees lined up with those hips. Length through the pelvis. I think my hips, not my hip, my ankle's starting to click. Lovely. You should start to feel that working through those thighs. We're going to do one more. We're going to bring those heels down. We're going to push through the legs and come back up. This time we're going to try double heel lift. So we're going to come down, lift both heels and lower. As you're doing that, keep that control through the tummy and the back. So you're not bending forwards, you're just keeping nice and still. So you'll start to feel those thighs working. Let's do two more if we can. Remember, you can stop if you need to. Heels down, push through those legs, come back up. Fantastic. How are we doing so far? Let's go into a little stretch before we come onto the mat. So legs wider apart, feet slightly turned out. We're going to unlock those knees, but keep up nice and tall. We're going to come into our mermaid as we come up and we go over into a stretch. And then back down. Now think about keeping equal weight through the feet with this one. And that way, as you go to the side, you should feel a nice stretch. If you start to take weight more into one leg, sometimes you lose the stretch a little bit, which we don't want. So we're going to come across and down. And we're just going to do one more to each side. In as we come up, out to go into that stretch. And down. And then we're going to come down, we're going to lengthen through the legs. Let's give a little shoulder roll before we come onto the mat. So we're going to start our mat work section on our hands and knees. So if you're ready, we're going to let the knees bend. And we're just going to come down onto our hands and knees. So we've got knees under our hips, hands under our shoulders. We need to find the neutral spine. So we don't want to drop the tummy, we don't want to arch the back. Have a little rock. Get nice and comfy and keep the length. So your tailbone should now point towards the wall behind you. Feel that you've got control through the tummy. Collarbones wide. I'm going to look through the hands. We're going to go for our swimming. So we're going to start off opposite arm to opposite leg. We're going to lengthen one arm, lengthen the other leg back. Don't try and do both on the same side because you'll fall over. Same side again. So we're going to lengthen opposite arm to opposite leg and come back in. Keep the pelvis nice and still so we're not twisting 2 more on this side. Breathing out. Breathing in. And down, swap sides. So think about, as well, shoulders away from those ears. They do like to creep up from time to time. And back. Keeping that back nice and level and lengthened. Nearly join those 2 words together. And then back. Fantastic. So coming back to our starting position, I'm just going to move these head blocks slightly out of the way. We're going to go for our leg pull, which is going to work those tummy muscles a little bit more. So walk the hands just slightly in front of your shoulders, and then allow your shoulder blades to come gently back and down the spine. We're going to curl the toes underneath, and then from here, we're going to keep the back nice and level. We're going to lift the knees. Hold and lower. Now the trick with this one is don't hold your breath. So breathe out to come up, breathe in to hold. Breathe out to lower. If you want to make it slightly easier, breathe out to lift and into lower. Watching those shoulders, watching that lower back. Let's do a couple more. So we're going to come up, hold, and down. Up, hold, and down. Should we do one more for good luck? Coming up, hold, and down. Well done, ladies. Let's sit the back onto those heels. Let's stretch out through those arms. And let's take a couple of nice deep breaths in before we go on to the next level. Lovely. So from here, I'm going to get you to come onto the hands and knees, but then we're going to come over onto our back. So you'll need your head blocks. So popping your head blocks down, roll over onto your back and get yourself nice and comfortable. So we should have warmed up those tummy muscles quite nicely. And we're going to take that on into our back series. So arms are just relaxing by the side, feet hip distance apart, knees lined up with your pelvis. Let's have a little rock backwards and forwards because we do want to make sure we're in a good position before we go any further. So find a position where your back isn't pushing into the mat but not letting your tummy come up. Ribs are nice and soft. Arms are down. We're going to go for our scissors. So let's lift one leg into tabletop. We're going to hold it there for a breath in. And then as we breathe out, we're going to take the second leg up. Now we're keeping this connection at the front, so we're not pushing down into the mat, but we're not letting the tummy come up. We're then going to lower the first leg, lower the second once more. So we lift. Use this as a warm-up just to think about your position, making sure you're not using your back. If you want to go to the next level, we're going to come up. This time, we're just going to tap one toe to the floor and lift it back up, keeping the ribs relaxed, keeping the tummy nice and level. And we're going to alternate breath out and in. And in. So it's all about the control. Shouldn't feel it on your lower back, should feel those tummy muscles working. Relax the arms. Make sure you're breathing. Fantastic. Let's do one more tap on each leg if you can. Remember, you can have a rest if you need to, and particularly if you start to feel that you can't control the movement, you're always best to stop. So lower and lower. Fantastic. So either stick to that level, or if you want to go up to level 2, it's a little bit, level 3, it's a little bit more dynamic. So we come back up into double. And then this time, as the leg comes back up after tapping, the other leg comes down. So we're breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. So sometimes this is a little bit easier to control because you're not stopping in between each one. It's a little bit of a quicker movement, but you should feel it on the tummy. Let's always have a rest if you need to. Breathe nice and gently. We'll do one more. Now I tend to come back to double, lower and lower. And ladies, I'm going to get you all to lengthen your legs along your mat. Take your arms over your head. Just have a nice stretch out, nice breath in. And out. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you're all okay. So we're going to keep going. If you need to have a break, please do. So we're going to go for our stretch with our legs. So we're going to lift into single tabletop. Keeping that connection, take the second leg up. This time we're going to lengthen away. So we're going to lengthen one leg on a diagonal and then bring it back in. Lengthen and back in. So just one leg at a time. Now controlling this movement, you're nice and slow. Again, you should feel that through the tummy. If you want to make it easier, you could pop one leg down, so you're just doing with one leg in the air. Or if you want to just have a break for a little bit, that's a nice way to do it. So we're breathing out. Think about lengthening through the leg. We're going to do one more to each side. I think I might have done an extra one. And then we're going to come back down and have a little rest. Fantastic. We're just going to do a nice easy one now to stretch out. So keeping the feet down, we're just going to take the arms back over the head and have a little stretch. And then bring them back down. So just watch with this one that you're not popping your ribs towards the ceiling. You're just getting a nice stretch through the tummy, through the upper back, but you're not arching. 2 more. Coming over the head for a stretch. And down. Fantastic. So that's a nice stretch, but we're going to take that on a stage further and we're going to do it with our legs in the air. So let's find our neutral position. Float one leg into tabletop, take the other leg up. This time we're going to bring knees and feet together. So imagine this is a little table, you've got your favourite drink balanced on, so you want to keep it nice and still. And then we're going to take the arms back. And then we're going to float them, but rather than putting them down, just when they get to hip height, we're just going to hover. And then we're going to float them back again. So this makes the exercise completely different and it starts to turn it into a little bit of a tummy workout. Breathing out. Now this is all about the control, it's all about building up the strength. So please, if you start to feel that you're holding your breath or you can't hold the position or you're tensing anywhere, you're much better to stop, have a break, build up the strength. Let's go for one more if you're still with me. And then we're going to float the arms down, lower one leg and lower the other. Well done, let's stretch it out. So knees and feet together, arms off to the side of your mat. Taking a nice deep breath in again. As you breathe out, allow your shoulder blades to sink into the mat. And then as we twist the knees away, keep those shoulder blades on the mat. Get a nice stretch through the waist. Breath in to hold. Peel yourself back into the mat. Same to the other side. Breathing out. Breath in to hold. And back. Adding in the head this time. So keep the contact with your cushion or pillow. But we're just going to turn the head away as the knees go. And then come back. So the head's going the opposite way to those knees. Arms are nice and wide, but they're relaxed. They're not fixing into the floor. And back. Last one. And to centre. Coming back in, we're going to lift one leg. Other leg, give yourself a little hug. And then let's have one more stretch out. So lengthen those legs down on your mat. Take your arms up to the ceiling, then over the head. And take a couple of nice breaths in and out. Fantastic. When you're ready, bring the arms down, bring the legs back in, roll onto your side. and then come up into sitting. So hopefully you felt that works your tummy muscles a little bit. So nearly there. So you can just sit cross-legged if you can. You could sit with the legs out in front of you, however is comfortable. But come and sit up nice and tall for me. And then from there, I'm going to get you all just to close your eyes. Think of that length through the spine, widening those collarbones. And then breathing in through the nose. And out through the mouth. Breath in. And out. Once more. And then as we're opening the eyes, we're just going to come into a little stretch. So bring the arms by the side, keep the bottom on the mat as we go across. And back. And across. And back into our prayer position, relaxing the shoulders, little rotation. And back. And rotation. And back. And then ladies, well done. I hope you enjoyed that. I look forward to seeing you all again soon.